our minds and our thoughts and energy moves faster than like our physical body can keep up with. And so there's I don't know if like you've ever experienced it, but sometimes when there's shifts, you might not feel well. Sometimes you kind of get hit where suddenly you're super tired, or maybe your stomach bothers you. There's like different physical things that can happen to you that you can't seem to explain. You're just on your regular day routine. You didn't eat anything necessarily that's bad, but there's something that happens, and that is, to me, that's evidence where we don't yet have something to prove, but like where our physical, is just slow to kind of catch up with like the energy, in the mind.
That is, I was just talking about this the other day about like breakthroughs when they come, like the emotional. I don't know. I'm sure you've had probably some, maybe people watching have had breakdowns to break through. Yes. And one thing that always happens to me, I'm curious, maybe it happens to other people, is that I feel it in my body, just like you talked about, before I know it in my mind. So if something's going on and all of a sudden I like can't eat, my stomach's in knots, like something's happening, like my body is tensing up. It's like I am on the brink of something big happening within a couple of days, usually. It's such an interesting thing, and I've made peace with it, but at first it's very confusing. Like and it's always paired with a really big emotional release, and usually the release is kind of triggered by some sort of simple statement or simple words or something, some kind of like something that you deserve, maybe something like that, where it's like, I deserve more, or I deserve to be happy, or I don't want this, or something like that. And then all of a sudden the floodgates open, or something you're afraid of. And all of a sudden you just have this emotional release that you can't understand why you keep sobbing. Yes. But that's interesting you say that. I totally agree with that. There's a disconnect between the quantum field and the information that's comes into the body and what arrives at the mind and what becomes an awareness.
Yes. And yes, you kind of said it perfectly. And, I love, a lot of the comments that have come through, just people who can kind of relate to that as well. And I feel that every time there is that sort of like breakdown to break through, you have a higher level of awareness. And so there's almost like you said, now that you know when it's coming, it's almost like you can do certain things to mitigate it, where like you can start to kind of create like a practice routine. But as we were talking about earlier with like the food, that's why it's so important that you feed your physical body with that energy and with that intention, because it almost goes back to like feeding your energetic body. And then that's how you really, when we talk about the power of our mind and energy and how we can really create and manifest, it's that connection that we're looking for, you guys. It's not as simple as just like, let me make a wish list. Like, not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's different than just like sort of making a wish list. There's this connection that you have with your physical body and also your mental, your emotional, your soul body, that I feel like is so important. And these are all sort of little indicators that all of those things exist, and they have to be in alignment, and one affects the other. So thank you.
And